nothing else to do because my PlayStation's stuck on 3, my phone's stuck on stupid. Hell, my battery pack can't even charge. But for some reason you're working, and for some reason the light's working. So I'm going to interview myself for fun. Instead of watching a fly almost die. That's my source of entertainment currently. Yeah, so last 6 months haven't been great. I lost my apartment, my job, my car, my kids, my mind. I lost all that I cared for anyway. I mean, I lost more than that, but I mean, money, you can always make more money. Well, you can find a job anyway. That's same story, even longer story though. But yeah, been recently diagnosed as a paranoid schizophrenic. Apparently, it started off by me making music, I believe, and I started, how do you say, like, play two characters, Matt Dre, Wesley, and I made Tatter later on. And I made up a whole bunch of other ones, but I forgot them already. But I think they ruled that as me talking to myself. Well, I literally made songs like me talking to myself, like, it's not even us, man, we're this one. Like, I thought it was super hilarious. Doctors didn't think so, apparently. But yeah. Paranoid. I've always been paranoid. Just, and it's not like oh, the whole world's out to get me. It's more like it's like when somebody does one thing that's not their normal persona that they display, I guess. Like they say one thing that's different or off. I'm like that's something that's different, you know. That means something. It was like, oh, you're overthinking it. I'm like, no, like, it means something. It always does, in my mind anyway, so maybe I am paranoid, so I already admitted that. But I am that. But maybe it's just a game I play with myself to try to figure out what's going on. Like, day-to-day life bores me, that I have to come up with something going on. Maybe it's a form of trauma, childhood trauma, maybe current trauma. I have to find something wrong all the time, maybe. That's potentially could be true, because always with my ex, there was always something wrong, and not with her anymore. But I enjoyed the calmness. I enjoyed the bliss, so to speak. But maybe my mind didn't. My subconscious didn't. I don't know. I still don't know. I don't know how subconscious works. I know how autopilot works. I can do freaking my whole day on autopilot if I wanted to, but I enjoy critical thinking, challenges, being motivated for something, being passionate about things, being engaged, and yeah, this past 6 months has been a whole other level of engaged though, because it started with my divorce proceedings started, or what I thought was my divorce proceedings. I'm pretty sure the whole thing's fake. The judge is fake. The courts are going along with it or something, or maybe they're just malpractice. I don't know. I believe all the money I paid to Rebecca, I don't believe I owed that to her. She lied about me 100%. The courts, the judges, the rulings, everything, and they ate her word up like it was gold. And my facts, my rules of the court, laws, proper filing, all that, out the window, like it was fucking a kid's playtime story. But it was more or less, it was like they purposefully wanted to make me angry. Rebecca purposely wanted to make me angry. The courts wanted to make me angry. The cops wanted to make me angry. The cops ignored me 4 times when I was going to pick my kids. The court says, no evidence of child kidnapping. I looked up child kidnapping because I didn't know that was a thing. That's exactly what Rebecca did. Took my kids from me. She didn't let me see them, speak to them, nothing. And I think she did that to get me angry. Everybody just wants to get me angry about something. Sometimes they win. I'm a human, you know. I try not to get angry. I've been pretty quiet my entire life. Was always the quiet kid. Always, I was too scared to talk to people. And one thing I never tolerated though were bullies. I remember kindergarten. There's first grader, big chunky kid, you know, first graders, whatever. But I just knew a kid from my class, and he just went up and he just pushed him. And this kid was bigger than me. But I ran straight up there. I didn't know what took over me, but I just walked straight up to that kid. I said, hey, leave him alone. And we just stared at each other. And that's the first memory I have of not liking seeing people hurt other people. Other than my parents yelling at each other's faces. But they never got physical that I'm aware of. But those are a lot of my early memories. And then my hardest early memory, since we're talking about it, was us leaving the driveway, and we're all 5 of us boys were in a car, pulling out Mom, and my dad was just standing there in the driveway, watching as we left. And I said, Mom, wait for Dad, he's not coming. And she said, your dad's not coming with us. And I thought we were all going on a trip, like a vacation or something. So when I heard we were leaving behind, I felt horrible. I felt bad. I felt like we were abandoning it. Which, that's just how I felt. I didn't know what was really going on, you know, divorce, everything. You know, Naomi, she showed up. Which Naomi's a sweetheart, by the way. You know, she treated me better than I think anybody in my entire life. Naomi. I remember being mad at her once and yelling at her. She just smiled. Said, Matt, come on. It made me more angry, but looking back at it now, she was just a sweetheart all the way around. Naomi. God bless her. Whatever. Whoever. Me, you, everybody bless her. She's a sweetheart. Good mother. Good stepmother. Made good cookies. Nice warm hugs, you know, all 9 yards. Famous. So yeah. But I feel like most of my life people have challenged me. Like, I don't know why, but, well, my dad, he's more or less just strictly making everybody comply to whatever laws, religion, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But that's any form of power, you know, government, whoever. If you don't apply with the laws, you get punished. Just everybody has a different form of punishment. His was spankings, coat hanger, lashings, stick whippings, whatever you want to call them, throwing around, blind kids. Into that later, I guess. But yeah, there was him, and we always had to study for some reason. We always had to study the Bible, Book of Mormon, something, coming up with lessons and this and that, and came up to, you know, getting baptized in the priesthood. And honestly, I was scared as fuck to do that shit, because that just means I had to do more, and I was already scared doing what I was doing. You know, trying to do anyway, trying to be a good son, trying to be a respectable person, and viewed as worthy of whatever acceptance by my father and whatever churchgoers, Bob and all them people. But that was very stressful. I remember I has to be stressful for my brothers because I'm pretty good at handling shit. And they aren't so much. And it was bad for me. I mean, very bad. And, yeah. It was big family, lots of, brothers and sisters and everybody. There's, my dad is women he had around, and then their kids and our kids and everybody else. I remember having lots of fun. We played out in the desert, we went to parks, we played games, video games, toys, the whole 9 yards. Joshua, dude was built like a tank. He came out the womb fucking with muscles. And I remember particularly being amazed by him as like just a being, just coming out, just doing pull-ups. Dude, and he's got that little ball right there. And I've seen him lately, and he has gotten a little not so impressive. But that's just me, my personal opinion. Nobody's supposed to be impressing me. I don't expect being impressed by anybody. But I do admire this world. I do admire the people in it. I admire learning about people and how they came up and why they believe what they believe, and discussing it, not arguing, just discussing it. For people who want to talk. You don't want to talk, I don't want to talk. We won't talk. But I do enjoy people. But people are also the most scariest creature on this planet. Because they could lie to you. They could cheat on you. They could, act like your friend one day, beat the fuck out of you the next. Or try to hurt you, try to kill you. You don't know. People are very unpredictable. Which is what makes them so amazing. At the same time, makes them especially when you have people you care about and you want to protect, very cautious, very paranoid, so to speak. But I enjoy people. I do. I like talking to people. But I don't like to push myself on people because people when they do it to me, it makes me uncomfortable. Because at first I want to observe and then interact on my own time. But the world happens how it happens. I can't control how everything happens. But just more or less, just my preferred method is one step at a time. But in social situations, you gotta just wing it. Which took me a while to do that too. Rebecca had to force me to do that shit. Which now that I got it, I get it, but more or less it was always, I never felt accepted. Because my father never accepted any of us, I don't believe any of us, not just me, but everybody else, because we weren't perfect. And so my social interactions, I believe, were very much assumed I was not accepted and then had to earn acceptance by people. And it just happens naturally because, I'm a human being and my mind processes everything just like everybody else. But that's how I am. And I feel to this day that to be true. That I haven't been accepted, said by a few. So I earned it. Naomi being one of them, my mother being another. She's more than the chaotic, doing 100 things at once mother, but she was a very good mother as well. Always loved us. She was the one who brought the idea into my head of what being loved felt like. And it was just holding me as a kid. I remember her just holding me. And I remember feeling accepted, but more or less like it was the best feeling in the world. And that's the moment I hung on to try to find, future relationships or whatever. But yeah. My brothers, are brothers, acceptance, whatever, you're gonna fight for the last piece of whatever. But, yeah. Rebecca first met her, I was 13, I believe, 14 maybe, in junior high, and she approached me. I had never seen this girl before in my life, and she walked up to me, you know, way out of my league, I thought, anyways, and she said, do you date girls? And I was like, yeah. Like, I didn't know how to answer, like, yeah, stuttering kind of. And she's like, can I be your girlfriend, or can you be my boyfriend, or something like that? And I was like, yeah. She's like, okay. And she gave me a hug. She walked away, and I was like, I remember if I got her name there or not. I was shell shocked. But, yeah, I had a girlfriend. I felt like pimp shit after that. And, yeah, we dated for a little less than a year, I think. Till we broke up. Till we were like, messaged on MySpace for a minute. But then, like, James stopped, made me uncomfortable by what, it's just kid stuff. And I got angry because I'm not good with social situations. And I told her, I'm like, go away, because you're causing situations that I'm not comfortable with, basically. And, yeah, then we didn't see each other until we were like, 17, 18 again. Which is when we started our constant relationship, all the way until it wasn't, at least as far as I'm aware. But I am skeptical at this point, but that's neither here nor there. But she's a person, I'm a person. My beliefs that I was raised to believe are far different than, obviously, when she was raised. But, growing up, especially when you don't have a lot of guidance or direction from parent, it's hard to gauge people accurately at that young of an age, because you think they're all just like you. You think, they know what God is, they know what being right and wrong and blah, blah, blah. Very not true. Very not true. Everybody's different from the time they're born to the day they die. So you can't expect nothing from nobody except primarily probably just be disappointed, because I know I disappoint everybody. Everybody disappoints me. You can expect to be disappointed, and you won't be disappointed. Other than that, don't expect nothing from nobody. And if you do that, I believe, then you give them once you expect to be disappointed, you're not so hurt when you are. There's the human part of it. At least that's what I've adopted to coping with it. Human. Everybody's human. I'm human. There's things I do that I don't even understand. There's things I do that like I don't like potatoes, but like also, a couple months ago, like these people making me potatoes, fucking best shit I fucking ever had. Baked potato and fucking mashed potatoes and gravy. I still don't really like French fries. I'll eat them, but I don't like them. But I remember hating them before. They say your skin cells regenerate every 7 years, so your new person every 7 years could be completely different. But your stem cells develop based on their environment. And I barely learned that recently, and I feel like that might have something to do with how people potentially develop as well. Because I feel like environment affects people a lot. If you're in a stressful environment, like, turn out like me. If you're in a privileged environment, you turn out a little spoiled brat. I met those people too. But you become your environment. You learn your life and how to behave and how to adapt and how to cope with your environment, based on your environment. Raised by rabid wolves that bite you every second. You're not going to turn out the same way as Richie Rich in the mountain fucking mansion. It's just impossible. It's impossible. But the one language everybody speaks all around the world: Chinese, African, European, American, Native. Everybody knows pain. Everybody knows hurt. If somebody's hurt, everybody knows how you feel. If you're happy, different degrees of happiness, and some things that make you happy might not make other people happy. So you can't quite understand that, but if you're hurt, everybody knows pain. Universal language. That and farting apparently is funny everywhere. But I don't know. Just talking, I guess. But other than that, yeah. But I didn't know that as a kid. Everybody I met, because I was raised like, you're a man, you respect your word, you keep your word, you do what you're going to do, say what you're going to do. And finding out that some people just don't give a shit. Some people tell you, I promise, I'll get this done, I'll do it. And they're like, they thumb up their asshole fucking playing video games instead of doing what they promised they said they would do that you needed them to do. And they don't care afterwards. They just say, shut up. But I feel like accountability has gone far out the window these days. Right? I've been, I was raised. Maybe it's been gone forever. I don't know. But I feel like people need to be held more accountable for what they do, and very less excuses for why you do it. Oh, I had to not give you that money because this is the thing. No, it's like you didn't do what you say you're gonna do, so I can't trust you. Now I can't believe what you're gonna say. So people feel like if they argue hard enough, they can get, say, do or restore anything they want. Like, especially Becca in my life, I believe she felt like if she could argue hard enough till I got tired of it, then she was always right. But I don't care how much you argue or how much you say something. If you did something, you did it. And there's things I do that other people don't like. I know that. But I know that I did it. Things I do, I know what I do that people don't like. And I do them anyway. I don't mean it for disrespect or nothing like that. I just do what I believe I need to do for me. And sometimes it is in urgent cases that I do feel bad about it. But there's nobody looking out for you other than you should be. You know what I mean? You should be looking out for you more than anybody else in this world. You shouldn't count on your mom, your dad, or anybody else to be looking out for you. You should be looking out for you first. Just like once you're okay, then you can help others. But I've been a lot in my life where I had nobody looking out for me, where I was the person who had to look out for everybody, and then had very minimal looking out for me. I got used to so many things, sleeping in the middle of loud people everywhere, kids screaming. I had to learn how to sleep through that so I could sleep. I had to learn how to not eat food so that I could feed other people when they're around. I had to learn to not do fun things so that other people can have fun things to do when it was their time. I had to sacrifice a lot to try to provide or at least give the best experience to other people, like my kids or my, ex-wife, whatever, or even friends sometimes, just like, I know, friends coming over, I want to make sure I have $5, in case he wants to go get some meat or, in case we want to do something. Very much had not enough, I feel like, my entire life. But, eventually, I did, before it got taken away from me. Unfairly. And if the truth is what I'm told, then I'm happy it did, because if Miles did what they said he did, then he needed to go away sooner than a year that they've been tracking him. That I was told first day, I believe. I shouldn't have, but they have their process, and my beliefs are based off ideas that I've collected as going through life that I've created into beliefs, which essentially just cause emotional reactions, just chemical compounds or formulas that evoke reactions or emotions out of people, myself. And I've learned that those can be broken. And some ones that you got all those ideas and make the real solid belief, when those break, they hurt bad. And the emotions that can come out of that can be overwhelming and excruciating, painfully. And I've learned how to try to restore something in that space, because it's like an empty hole, almost feels like afterwards. And I try not to force anything. I try putting things in that, but nothing works. But eventually something settles. Okay, there's a base. Go from here. And even that can be broken later on too. But it's all about learning. And I've never had people to talk to about, how do you say, guiding me through this experience of life. I've very much had to figure it out my goddamn self. And I've done horribly all the way up until even to this moment. I'm in a place where nothing works, and everything that I've wasted all my money on is useless. And even the things that I think are good for me are not. Like my phone, I think it's, on the legit. It's not. It works like it does till it doesn't want to. Nothing in this life is concrete. Nothing's solidified anymore. Everything in my mind is very much not how I believed it to be. For example, they say they're shooting down UFOs, and just another day. You told me right now that this room wasn't even real, and that I was cloned and only born 3 days ago, and they just fucking implanted memories in my mind, and I'm just sitting here as an experiment. I'd believe it, because that's where my life has gone so crazy all of a sudden, where I have to believe anything because the people around me believe that that's the truth. So I have to adapt to that situation, because nobody will listen to what I believe happened. Nobody listens to what I've seen, what I've said, what I've tried to show people, and they won't even look at it. Police won't look at it. People look at my friends won't look at it. So my experience in life has very much been discarded in this world. So I, again, just like I said up to this point, feel not accepted by this world. I feel like my existence is very much a burden to other people. And that's fine. I really don't care that much. But there's one thing I still do care about, and that's being here, alive, available, sane, hopefully, for my children when they need me. Now, I hope it could be all the time, but I'm very much convinced at this point that Rebecca has made it a campaign to exile me from her life and the children's life. I had that campaign at one point too, until one of my friends said, "You're taking kids from their mother." Once they put it in a third person for me, I couldn't believe what I was doing. There's no way in hell I'm going to do that to her. I'm not going to exile her from the kid's life. They need her in her life. I needed my mother. They will have her mother. But I don't believe she's there. I don't believe she believes that yet, or ever will. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But I believe the kids will need her as well. just as much as I believe that they will need me in the future. Now, I'm at a point emotionally and mentally that anytime I speak to her, I could potentially be thrown to a not okay situation mentally. And, just recently I had to go to an institute to make sure I don't, say any mean things about any people here, because my paranoia and my fight or flight instinct is causing me to like lash out. It's like, oh, it's everybody around me, when I believe it's like the whole world at this point, and the whole existence here. It's like a game or something. But I wouldn't like that being done to me, especially if my best interests are at hand. And I would never do that to anybody willingly, like hurt them for no reason ever. And I wouldn't hurt anybody off of my suspicions either. I'm very much not a violent person. I'm not. Even though everybody wanted to fight me, everybody wants to, hurt me. I can take pain. I've learned how to take pain. It doesn't my reaction to pain is not lash back. My reaction to pain is, why did it happen? Preventing it from happening again. But if somebody's full out attacking me, once I see a look in their eyes that there ain't nothing else but to hurt me, I'm gonna check them. But very much so that I have been broke down over and over and over again that I am not in a stable place mentally. And Rebecca knows how to tilt that by just throwing out random, oh, this isn't real, it's not real. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, oh, I'm taking the kids, and this one's not even yours. She could say anything and it would destroy me right now. So I'm very distant, and I miss my kids like crazy. I want to talk to them like crazy, but I'm very much scared to call them right now, for the pure fact that she could do anything. And she's malicious like that. She's very much out to hurt me. But then she plays like my best friend the next day. Like, I'm the only one here for you. That's what she says. So fucks with me. That's mental, emotional abuse. It really is. And she does that to me constantly. That's all it is emotional abuse coming from her. Because even on good days, it's just to get close enough to me, bam, she can check me again. And I take it every fucking time. She's a woman, What am I gonna do? I can't, handle a situation like I would a man, not in this society. But at the same time, I feel like this society, the women in our society today, I feel like have an agenda to hurt men, to drive them down into the ground and kill them even, and get rewarded and praised. And they like that. I feel like that's behind the scenes girl power kind of thing, which I'm just learning. I feel like I'm learning it this way, but that's just from my speculations. It could be not that way at all. I just feel like from my experiences that's what is happening today in our society. And I think it has a lot to do with the past. Men beating on women. From what I hear, I'm only 33 years old. 50s, whatever happened. And I think it very well could be, women organize, take power back from men, take your power back, whatever. But I feel like the scales have gone way on the other side, and now the children, the innocent ones of us, are getting very much tortured for what our fathers or our fathers' fathers did. I don't know. I think it goes back 2 generations. Because my dad, I feel like, was in the middle of that, and I feel like I'm just at the ass end, getting shit on everywhere. Because Tammy at my work, she told me the reason why I wasn't getting promoted or getting hired or, getting pay raises was because when she was working, she was held back for being a woman. I'm sorry to hear that, but what does that have to do with me? And she just repeated herself. Okay? I appreciated that she was straightforward with me. I hate fucking liars. I hate people bullshitting. Just tell me. And she did. Boom. I respect her for that. Done. Solid. Good. Good enough for me. And I just told her respectfully, okay, but you're not going to be getting any more extra work out of me. Now that I know that I'm just baseline, from here on out, I'm going to do baseline work. And that's just the way it is. It's like, okay, yeah, I just told him you're having a bad day. Whatever you got to do. But she was straightforward with me. Tammy, I appreciate that about you. And I wish more people would like you in that reason. Not how you treated me, but the straightforwardness. A plus. Behavioral, or in my book, behavioral skill or quality, A plus. Nobody else has been that straightforward with me. To tell me I'm doing this because I was hurt. Good. At least I'm not wondering my entire fucking life on why, you know what I mean? But yeah, I feel like that goes on a lot, and it worries me because just with how everything's been going on and how information's been fed to me. But like Rebecca's nudes online, though I believe those were fed to me individually using a software system, and was only placed on my device for me to see. But it was on a social media, so I believe there was for the whole world to see. So I kind of laid into her about how disappointed I was about her and how hurt I was, because I still had feelings for her at the time, which I do not anymore. And I'm thankful for that, and it was very hard to get those out. But in my head, love was forever. Being committed to somebody, you were committed. You weren't going to give up on them ever. But she was pretty quick to give up on me, and pretty quick to get over me, and pretty quick to get into somebody else. You know what I mean? But that's her choice. And me being raised in a religious family, it was very hard for me to restructure my brain to get around that feeling. But once I saw those news and how she, whatever, probably got some out there everywhere. And the next day when I woke up, I was done with her. And I knew I was. Like, romantically anyway. And that was a feeling of relief. It really was, because she was hurting me every day. Just every day she wasn't around. Every day she was ignoring the hurt that I had. Hurt more. But when that was gone, it was good. And that was that New Year. It came up around. That was on New Year's Day when I found that out. Or when she placed that in my peripherals for me to see. But she had a whole team doing it. And it's led on for this long. So it's started New Year's, but the personal attacks, cyber attacks, didn't start till June. But looking back at it, I think they started back in January. So to set me up to fall, which leads me to believe that it has something to do with women. And I found software on my computer. Again, it could be planted. This all could be planted just to make me believe this stuff and make me believe I'm right. But all the software were dated like around our wedding. The software was like a day before our wedding. This attack that was created. The software was created before it launched in June. And so it made me believe that this is like a fail-safe system for when women get married. They'll be like, okay, if he ever does anything to you, we got your back. And I believe every woman has that in their back pocket. They call it like a club or something. But, clubs could be called gangs. Who knows? Or, but right or wrong, either way, I was done wrong. And I know that for sure, because I did yell. I did get angry. When she made Belle cry, I did say, I want you to cry like you made your daughter cry. But I wasn't going to hurt her. I wasn't like threatening her. I was just saying, I feel like you should feel what Belle's feeling right now. And I was yelling and I was angry. Because nobody makes my daughter cry like that. Nobody makes my son cry like that. Nobody hurts my children. I'm very protective as a father, especially if you're going to make my children cry. My kids better like punch you in the face or something. Some complete disrespect. Not just waiting for their mom to show up. And for the mom to have complete disregards about their feelings, saying, no, I'm not coming, I'm going to my boyfriend's house. But that's not here nor there. That's not for me to judge her. I'm obviously I judge her and I'm going to judge her, but me speaking here just in general, if society even hears me, which they probably don't, but nobody has to respect my opinion. Nobody has to accept my thoughts and my beliefs. I'm just expressing them. So when I, double back like that, it's just more or less just saying, like, I know you don't have to believe what I believe. And I'm aware of that. But I'm still going to say it. But I believe that's the worst thing I've done to her. And, yelled at her. And that's the closest thing I've ever came to, like, threatening her physically or anything. And so, like, I've dug through my mind about why everybody's doing this to me, why everybody's trying to hurt me. That's the worst thing I can think of. And she lied about me to the court, saying that I abused her physically and the kids physically on a weekly basis. She stood up in court for 30 minutes crying about nothing, imaginary, her lies. And I told the judge, I'm like, look, and I held my tongue because everybody's telling me, friend, just hold your tongue. Just don't react negatively when she's, whatever, no matter what she says. And so I held it. And when it was my turn to talk, first thing I said was, I would like to see one piece of evidence supporting anything that woman just said right now before anything is documented about any of that being truth, because it's 100% lie. There was no evidence, obviously. She has a flash drive, which I have one of her copies, where she put, like, just message boards with no names on them, and just saying that it was me that was doing that. She could be texting a friend. She could just make it up on the computer. But she submitted that as evidence against me, saying that was me saying that stuff. So that's illegal. But again, I believe the whole court thing was fake anyway, so that's why it's not illegal, because it's all just a play. You know what I mean? So she's not going to jail for nothing because we're just pretending. But I believe it was real. Everybody believes it was real. They're finding me real documents, which Rebecca got because she called the cops on me. And once the cops were there, took out everything I had. So, again, JavaScript. Why? Every time I look up online, the court things, it'd be right there online. Why? Because JavaScript was always active. They can put whatever they want, say it's illegal. I'm just believing fairy tales right now. That's all I'm doing. And the last time I seen Rebecca, where I lost my mind before I came back here to Utah without Darby, she said the divorce wasn't even real. That we're technically still married. And I was like, what? That's why I don't call her right now, because I'm like, that fucked me up. Like, what are you talking about? All this stuff is for pretend, for play? And it could very well be. That's why it messes me up. It could all be one big giant lie. And I'd just be the fool, the puppet master. And, which is embarrassing for one. Two, I've got no dignity in anything. Like, I'm just a fool. Which I probably am. But I've learned to be okay with that at this point. I'm okay with being a fool. I'm okay with being wrong. I'm okay with being not a good guy. Because there's only one thing I hold on to. There's only one thing I got left, and I've already said this. To be here for my children when they need me. And they will need me, and I will be here. Unless somebody comes in, shoots me right now or kills me later, poisons me, I don't know. But I'm going to try my damnedest to be here for them when they're 10, when they're 9, when they're crying, when they just got beat up for the first time, when they have all those situations where I need a parent. I'm going to be there, at least available for phone, hopefully, if my phone works. And that's the biggest, scariest thing about it. That's why it's so frustrating to me, is because I want to be available for them when they need me. I don't want them to have that trauma that I have, that pain that I carry for so long. Like I said, I've had memories of trauma from back when, before I was even in school, Toddler. See my parents scream and yell. My dad beating me fucking for crying for my mom, And wanted my mom's attention. I wanted to be held by her, and he's like, bap, bap, bap. didn't even ask a question about why I was crying. Just want to shut me up. But I didn't want to be that trauma in their life. When I had them, I made the decision to have children. I made the decision to bear that responsibility to be a parent, a guide, and guardian, everything for those human beings that I brought into this world with Rebecca, Belle, and Wyatt. And every moment I'm with them, I make sure they know Daddy's here. Even Daddy's going, oh, no, right now, just a second. But I always make sure they're sorry, Daddy was doing something, Daddy was busy. I always want to try to explain things to them so that they understand that they don't have to come up with it themselves like I'm doing. Just even with this court thing, I'm coming up with everything by myself because I have to get the information because no one's giving me information. I had to go to the courts. I had to go learn the rules of the court. I had to go learn the process that's, clerks, the stamps, signatures, the process, motion, order, everything. It took a lot of work, and that's why I used certain accelerators to help me learn quick because I needed to. And is that an excuse? Yes, it is, and I'm aware it's an excuse, but I did what I thought I needed to do, regardless of what the law is, regardless of what, how damaging it could be to myself or people around me. I did what I needed to do to make sure that I could be where I needed to be, to make sure I could be there for the commitment that I still have with those two. Because everybody, they can break commitments, everybody can break commitments, but they didn't break their commitment with me, and I sure as fuck will never break my commitment with them. Rebecca, she broke the commitment with me. It took me a while to let go of mine because I didn't know how to let go because I was committed. But I learned how to let go. Took more than it should have, but those children, and I feel like I've learned that Rebecca was promiscuous even before all these things, maybe even back from when Wyatt was born, even before he was born, maybe. So potentially, it's possible that one or two of them, they could not even be my kids. They look like me, obviously, but I mean, we've never had a fraternity test or anything like that. Of course, I trust my wife. Trust my wife. Yeah, she's got guy friends over all day, every day for weeks. But I trust my wife. Yeah, this dude's been hanging out with her for a long time. He's got a gun in my house and fucking... I trust my wife. This is her friend from high school. Or junior high, whatever. I trusted her. But... regardless, even if they're not, or one of them's not, I still made that commitment to them. Whether my kids or not, I will be there for them. They are my kids. They are my children. And that will never change for any reason ever. I love those two small people more than anything else on this planet. More than my own life on this planet. So I fight, I struggle, I suffer, and I go on for them. If I didn't have them right now, I'd just leave me in a mental institution, I don't want to hurt nobody, bother nobody out here. But I feel like I need to push, struggle, take these pills, which are making me confused. Even I was sitting in the kitchen today, confused. I'm like, what's going on? I said, these pills are fucking me up. But they want me to take them. Society wants me to take them. I'm taking them. And I will get through the confusion. I will get through whatever process I need to get through to make sure 6 months from now, my boy needs his father. I will, at the very least, be reachable, even if I don't have a phone or whatever. I will be somewhere where I can get to him, be there for him, hopefully, someday, be readily available for him. But, or Belle as well, both ways. I don't know why all this is happening to me. But that's my pain, I don't know why it happened when the June things happened. I thought we were divorced in January, February, That's very time after I saw that social media stuff from her. 2 months later, I thought we were divorced, I thought we were done. And then out of nowhere, boom, divorce proceedings. Just started. Like, what? We talked about signed all the papers, we're done. No. She played you like a fool, Matthew. Run. Start, go, whatever. And I did. But like I said, this could all be nothing. She said it's could all be fake. It's just me believing what this group of people have, like, you believe the reality that you're presented to you. So if enough people are putting on a show, you believe you're really in a horror show, when it's really just sticks and cutouts, because that's the reality I'm presented. They said in the Truman Show, like, how do you get him to go along with it? It's like he's that's all he knows since he was a baby. People believe the reality in which they are presented. So, like, if women are rose saying that men are out to get us, we gotta be strong, we gotta keep it secret. We gotta take our power back. And if that's all they know and all they believe, then of course that's what they're all acting out right now. You know what I mean? Society itself, everybody's keeping secrets. Everybody's hush hush. Everybody's got groups. In college they got with the alpha, betas, whatever. And then society's already segregating us with blacks, whites, and all this. Gays and straights. It's all to separate, so that we're all fighting with each other. And people getting hurt for no reason, just like myself, just like everybody else in all the communities. We're told what to believe. We're told we're different. We're enemies or whatever. So I feel like the solution, the formula that I've been that's mentioned earlier today, is just like, if everybody was just straightforward, like Tammy was, and just honest and hold themselves accountable as do other people, nobody would have any problems. You don't like me? Cool. Later. You don't want to be around me? Cool. I'm not going anywhere. We can, whatever. I'll, give you a nod in the hallway, whatever. What? It doesn't matter. People know how to be civil. People, I believed in their heart, were good. I'm not so sure these days. I just judge off of my own heart, but I know people have hurt me knowingly for no reason, and they continue to do so. So I don't know if everybody is like that, but I'm still figuring that one out. But I feel like if people were just straightforward with what's going on, there'd be a lot less pain in this world. I've been sitting here screaming why at the ceiling, at the floors, at the walls for 6-7 months now with zero response. Just notices on my door, emails, I'm sorry, we fired you weeks ago. What? She said I was leaving on family leave, taking care of my shit. You fired me the day I walked out the door? And you said go home and take care of your kids? You're firing me? And then, you reach out to friends, family, and they won't look at a single thing that's going on with you. They don't care. Since when did your family not care? When did your friends not care? But it's like that. Flip up a switch, boom. Like I was oil and water. Fucking everybody spread it. Like, what happened? Why am I being condemned? I thought Rebecca told everybody that, I guess, like she did in court, but that was not until 2 months into the proceedings, where she stood up and said, she beat me, beat the kids, and I didn't know what to do anymore. Are you fucking serious? And she just recently, I had her on video. It could be the video's fucking gone. Everything's gone at this point, I believe. But I had her on video on my tablet, my phone, one of them, where she said, look at the court papers. They didn't even say anything like that. It's like, just because you were in cahoots with the court and they didn't document it, doesn't mean that you didn't say it in front of me to make me believe that you said that in court. But that's the thing, she's always fucking with me like that. That's why I don't call her, that's why I can't call her. Because she's just gonna fuck with me. I need to be in a place where I can be here for my kids. Right now I'm having a hard time. So I cannot speak to my kids because I cannot call her. She's in the way. And that's how she wants it, I think. Fine. But I'm still here. Hopefully, I'm working on being here for, more stable mentally. But this whole thing is fucking me up so bad. And I didn't realize that this form of mental fuckery was even possible. Because I was so, solid in my beliefs, my ideas that I've created throughout my life. But I still maintain my personality. But, my beliefs and shit have been destroyed. My beliefs in society, my beliefs in law, government, enforcement, what's normal and not normal. Like I said, UFOs, whatever. It's just another day in Matt's life. They're all gone. And I have nobody close to me, nobody to talk to to solidify any ideas of what's going on. And anytime I bring it up, it's ignored again and again and again. And I believe it's designed that way so that I give up and say, none of this is real. Okay, you're crazy. Of course it's real, man. And I believe it is how they say it. It's simpler than I'm making it out to be. I'm complicating it way more than it needs to be. But like I said, because I have no guidance, and that's what I'm used to. I'm used to having to figure everything out. And the sooner the better, because if I don't figure it out, then it's just going to shell shock me later. But I'm learning to let go of needing to know truths, because no one's going to give them to me. Nobody's going to give me the truth. I know that now. Nobody's going to tell me what's right and wrong, because even my own mother, she's saying, one thing one day, and then she, does those, drop one line, what do you need? When the fuck did you care? I know, you say you care, but, I've been telling you for a long time now, I need help, and, I appreciate the place to stay and everything she's doing, and, because I have no place to go after this. It is the mental institution, so that's why I'm trying so hard right now. And Rebecca's probably telling the kids, I don't know why your dad's not calling you, probably doesn't give a shit. I'm okay with them thinking that right now, so that they can know later that I was trying. And it's the way I have to try, is by not trying, by not pursuing, because I am wounded. And if I just run, I'm going to bleed out. So I'm doing the best I can with what I've got. And again, I'm in the dark, hearing noises, throwing rocks. But I could be just, locked in a closet and everybody's just laughing at me, watching me through night vision. I feel like a goldfish, like I said, a goldfish, a glass bowl. I can do nothing. Everybody's just laughing at me. Put a picture of somebody cares about him over here. Pull him away. And he's got a text message from Raymond saying, I love you, man. Download this thing for me, okay? Hold on to it. What the fuck? I don't love you like that, bro. You are the best friend that I have, but we're not even close. You know what I mean? We respect each other, and we have that respect, and we have that understanding, that boom, boom, this boom. We haven't disrespected each other. We've always fulfilled what we said we didn't do, boom, boom, boom. I've very high respect for that man. He would never shoot me a text like that. And that's, there's one point where my abusers in Arizona were my best friends, because they were the only person there where I could just talk to. Right here, I'm just talking to a camera. It's before, I could be talking to nobody. I was talking to walls. But they were there. Never a word, but noises. I could hear the noises. And they were my best friends. And that's sad. Especially when your mom left you there. When you said you felt you were in danger, physical danger, and you could die. She left you. People, 1 5-10 minute visit, gone. And she drove all down for Darby. Make a big deal. She can't take her home. fucking minutes with me. Wouldn't look at one thing I had to show her. Gone. So there is something going on. Nobody will tell me, so I can't say there's something going on because nobody's solidifying it for me. So by me standing strong on a certain subject just makes me appear to be crazy. So I can't stand strong on any subject. You tell me one thing, sure, okay, that's the way it is. It's in your head, man. Okay, fine, it's in my head. Because I have no support. So I cannot base my reality as it's presented to me. I have to be skeptical of everything because I have nothing to support me. In the court documents online could be all fake because this JavaScript thing fucking exists. It should be illegal. I don't know how the fuck this is legal. None of this is by law legal. Well, I mean, I guess it is because it's their choice of what they're doing, and technically what they're doing isn't illegal. What they're doing to me, if it was intentional and unlawful, would be illegal. But apparently you're allowed to take over people's devices. If you can slip that one little, terms and acceptance in, boom, you got their whole fucking life. And if you're good, which these people are, or person, or whoever's doing this to me is very good at what they do. And the whole time I was having fun and, throwing parties and shit, I should have been fucking getting ready for this shit. And they probably were their whole life, and I fucking wasn't. I had months. And I'm still drowning. But whoever's doing this is good. Like computers, like a script, like a JavaScript, Mega, whatever, Kimball, there's so many platforms that you do all this shit on with expired software and make it look like real software. It could be as simple as just a tone change in the color, because software gets updated, like say 15 months, whatever. There's that one small window that's updated that you can't do shit. But if you can undo that update or get them past that window, they're putty in your hands. And if you play them along long enough, like, they could go on the rest of their fucking lives being your Play-Doh. And then, take them wherever they want a little bit, they'll never know. The rest of your life, you can do that. If you're that good. And some people, I believe you could be that good where you could do that. And people would be none the wiser because they're too involved in their own lives to realize what's going on right there. I believe I was for a long time before I even knew it. And just like this message, I believe he did not send me that. I believe somebody else just put that there for me to find, for me to lose my shit. Get a reaction. Just a game to people. And I sit here at the mercy of my peers in this world because I care. That's why I'm suffering right now, is because I care. And I'm okay with that. I will continue to suffer for as long as I need to, until I'm 50 years old. As long as I can be there for my kids. My kids come up and tell me, Dad, get the fuck out of here, never want to see my life again. I'll leave them my number. And I'll leave. If they don't want me around, I won't be around. I won't force myself on anybody. Nobody's life, nothing. But I know my kids love me. Belle, she tells me all the time. I got notes in every pocket of my jacket, any drawer you open in here. I love you, Dad. I love her too, and I'm not going to leave her to the mercy of this world to do the same thing. And Rebecca made a comment too. It's like, I hope you're not this misunderstanding when Belle gets married. I'm like, by the time Belle gets married, she'll understand from me what's right and wrong in this world, that she will not need to do any of this to any man or husband, whatever. I don't mean to segregate by sex, I'm just saying it's how it feels. But Belle will know how to find a good man. She won't need to find a shit man, fuck him over and take everything in his fucking life and watch him crawl and get amusement out of his suffering. Because she will know what to look for in a good man. She will know what to look for in somebody who respects her, because she will have a father that respects her, a father that shows her love, kindness, and everything. She will know what it feels like to be loved. She will not have to find some loser and guess if it's love or not. She will know what it's like to be cared for, what it's like to be cared, compassion, empathy, everything. Because I have all that for my kids. I make sure they hurt. What's wrong? What happened? I'm here. I'm understanding. I don't understand. Help me understand. It's all about communication. If you can communicate with people, they get it. That's what I'm saying. It's like a lot of people just straightforward. There wouldn't be no problems. It's like I'm always sure for my kids. I'm always communicating with my kids. But on the reverse end, nobody communicates with me, so I don't know nothing. So I have to guess. Just like a woman would need to find love in a man. If she wasn't shown true love, she would not know what it felt like. What true love is. Oh, he's hit me once, but he made me feel good that one time, so it might be love. No, you will know if you know. But when you're like me and you don't, you don't. So I bear that burden, and I will continue on. But I'm not going to accept everything at face value. I always question everything. Even if you think you know, question it again. Just in case. Because I thought my brother was fucking on legit, just fucking chilling, playing games, but he might have been fucking off doing stupid shit online, fucking God knows why. But if he did do it, didn't he? Like I said, he should have been gone that instant, I believe. They had to fucking kick him off the planet. Later. Sorry, bro, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. But somebody's got to be able to say, you don't deserve to live on this planet anymore. Execution, whatever. There is a line where you cannot live in society where you can't live around people around you. Then you need to go to jail, be isolated, or kicked off the island, whatever it takes. Because there are people, innocent people, that need to be protected. So that they're not abused and over and over again by these hurtful, evil people. But sometimes there's nobody there for you. You just got to deal with it. That's what I'm doing. That's what a lot of people have done before me. And I'm not saying I'm special in any fucking way. I'm just saying that's what I'm going through now. And that's the way it is in my reality that has been presented to me. But there is a lot of pain in this world. I know there's people that need saving way before I do. I'm not saying, woe is me. I'm just saying, I got my flag up, If anyone's got a fucking chance, over here drowning. But, for the reason my Miles got locked up, those kids or whatever, they need help before I do. Please, no. I'll put my flag down. Go help them first. If you got time, come back for me. Because that's what I believe. That's what my ideas, my beliefs in this world. I believe that I want them to be helped before me. So I'm okay with dying or drowning or suffering or being broken because I'm not first in line. I'm not complaining about that. I'm just at least want to, have some kind of document lying there next to my body saying, hey, I tried. Just didn't work out, This is what happened. This is what I thought happened. This is what's going on. Ended up not making it, I just want, all I care about is my kids to know that I tried. Even if they don't see me for the rest of their life. If they just happen to go by my grave, at least have on a gravestone, fucking, Daddy tried, kiddos. Sorry I didn't make it. I'm not Superman. I can't take on an army of people or groups or gangs or whatever by myself and expect I'm going to win. I'm going to try my damnedest and make sure I fucking win. But all it takes is one, boom, could be done like that. That's how fragile life is. That doesn't mean I'm not going to give my fucking all and try my fucking best to make sure I get there. But that's just who I am. I'm not saying that everybody needs to be like me. I'm just saying that's what I am. That's what I believe. And I've made my commitments and I stick to my commitments. Because I know what it's like to not have that person there when you need them. Sadly, I'll survive. They'll survive. But as long as there's a breath in my body, I'm going to make sure that it's not because of me. I'll be there for them. If it's up to me, I'm there. If I have to quit my job, do all this over again, because they'll need one more hug at the end of the day, best believe she's getting that fucking hug if it's up to me. Anyways, I think I've rambled on for long enough. But at least this way, I can hear myself say the words. As soon as I hit stop on this camera, it's going to go away and just like everything else in my life. But at least I feel heard.